What if I told you that there are 10 states in America where African American culture doesn't just exist, it thrives? Where you can taste the most authentic soul food, experience the birthplace of jazz, walk through pivotal civil rights history, and witness traditions that shaped an entire nation? Today, we're taking you on an incredible journey through the top 10 states with the highest African American populations, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have 10 new destinations on your bucket list. Hey, travel family! Welcome back to Crossworld Travels, where we explore the most incredible destinations and hidden cultural gems across America. Today, we're diving deep into a journey that celebrates African American heritage, culture, and the amazing states where this rich history comes alive. Before we jump into our countdown, if you love discovering authentic cultural experiences and off-the-beaten-path destinations, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we're about to explore some seriously underrated travel gems that most tourists completely miss. Now, this isn't just a list. This is your ultimate travel guide to experiencing the heart and soul of African American culture across the United States. From historic landmarks to incredible food scenes, music venues, and festivals that will blow your mind. Number 10, North Carolina. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have North Carolina. With over 2.2 million African Americans calling this state home, that's about 21% of the population, the Tar Heel State is absolutely packed with incredible experiences. The Charlotte is where you need to start your journey. The Harvey B. Gantt Center for African American Arts plus Culture is mind-blowing. I spent an entire afternoon there and barely scratched the surface. The exhibitions on local African American history will completely change how you see the South. But here's what most tourists miss: Durham's historic Hayti district. This was once called the Black Wall Street of North Carolina. You can still walk these streets and feel the entrepreneurial spirit that built an entire community from the ground up. Food-wise, you have to try Mama Dip's Kitchen in Chapel Hill. Their country ham biscuits and sweet potato pie? Pure heaven. I gained 10 pounds just researching this video. And if you're here during spring, the African American Cultural Festival in Raleigh is absolutely incredible. The music, the art, the food, it's like experiencing the entire African American cultural spectrum in one weekend. Historical highlight: visit the Charlotte Hawkins Brown Memorial State Historic Site. Dr. Brown was a pioneering educator who established one of the first African American preparatory schools in the South. Walking through that campus gave me chills. You can feel the determination and dreams that were nurtured there. Travel tip: plan your visit during the Carolina Music Festival season. North Carolina has produced incredible musicians from jazz to hip-hop, and the live music scene is unmatched. Number 9, South Carolina. At number 9, South Carolina. With 27% of its population being African American, this state is a cultural treasure trove that will absolutely captivate you. Charleston isn't just pretty buildings and horse carriages. It's where you can experience authentic Gullah culture that has been preserved for centuries. I took a Gullah tour with Alfonso Brown, and let me tell you, learning about the sweetgrass basketry tradition while watching artisans work their magic? Unforgettable. The Old Slave Mart Museum is heavy but essential. It's the only remaining building in Charleston that was used as a slave auction gallery. Walking through there puts everything into perspective and makes you appreciate the resilience and strength of the people who built this region. But Charleston isn't just about history. The food scene is insane. Hominy Grills. Shrimp and grits literally made me question every shrimp and grits I'd ever eaten before. And the she crab soup at Husk? Chef Sean Brock has elevated low-country cuisine to an art form. Here's something most people don't know. St. Helena Island is where you can experience the most authentic Gullah culture. The Penn Center was one of the first schools for freed slaves, and today it's a living museum where you can learn traditional crafts, hear the language, and understand how African traditions survived and thrived in America. Music lovers, you need to experience a traditional Gullah spiritual performance. The harmonies and call and response traditions that influenced gospel, blues, and jazz all started here. Don't miss the annual Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor Festival. It's like stepping into a living, breathing cultural experience that connects you directly to West African traditions that crossed the oceans centuries ago. If you're already planning your South Carolina trip in your head, drop an emoji in the comments below. I love seeing where these videos inspire you to travel next. Number 8. Delaware. Number 8 might surprise you. Delaware. At 23% African American population, the first state packs incredible cultural experiences into its small size. Wilmington is your base camp for exploring Delaware's rich African American heritage. The Delaware History Museum has an incredible exhibit on the Underground Railroad. Delaware's location made it a crucial stop for freedom seekers, and you can actually walk parts of the original routes. Here's what blew my mind. Tubman Garrett Riverfront Park celebrates the partnership between Harriet Tubman and Thomas Garrett, a white Quaker who helped over 2,700 enslaved people escape to freedom. Standing at that monument, overlooking the Christina River, knowing that thousands of people crossed that very spot seeking freedom, it's powerful beyond words. The food scene in Wilmington's African American community centers around West 9th Street. Jesse's Restaurant has been serving soul food since 1967. Their fried chicken and collard greens recipe hasn't changed in over 50 years, and honestly, why would you mess with perfection? Cultural experience not to miss. The Big Quarterly celebration in Wilmington. It's one of the oldest African American religious gatherings in the United States, dating back to 1814. Even if you're not religious, the community spirit and historical significance is incredible. Delaware State University in Dover is historically Black and has a gorgeous campus. Even if you're just driving through, stop by and walk around. The architecture tells the story of educational perseverance and achievement that's truly inspiring. Yassi. Hidden Gem. The Zwannendale Museum in Lewis has surprising exhibits about African American maritime history along the Delaware coast. Who knew Delaware had such rich connections to African American sailing and fishing traditions? Number 7. Maryland. Lucky number 7 is Maryland. With 31% African American population, this state is absolutely loaded with cultural experiences and historical significance. Baltimore is where you need to spend most of your time. The National Great Blacks and Wax Museum is unlike anything you've ever experienced. It's not just wax figures, it's immersive storytelling that brings African American history to life. The Underground Railroad exhibit actually made me emotional. But here's the real magic of Baltimore, Pennsylvania Avenue. This was the heart of African American business and entertainment during the early to mid-20th century. Jazz legends like Billie Holiday got their start in clubs along this strip. You can still feel that musical energy today. Food scene alert. Baltimore's African American culinary traditions are incredible. Lexington Market has vendors who've been serving the same family recipes for generations. The crab cakes at Fadley Seafood and the pit beef sandwiches, this isn't just food, it's like cultural storytelling on a plate. It's historical must-see. Fort McHenry isn't just about the Star-Spangled Banner. It was also a crucial site during the War of 1812, where free and enslaved African Americans fought for American independence. The stories of their bravery often get overlooked, but the Rangers there will share incredible details if you ask. Annapolis has mind-blowing African American history. The Banneker Douglas Museum celebrates Maryland's African American heritage, and it's named after Benjamin Banneker, the brilliant mathematician and surveyor who helped design Washington, D.C. Here's something incredible. You can visit the actual site where Frederick Douglass learned to read and write in Baltimore. There's a plaque on Thames Street that marks the spot. Standing there, knowing that one of America's greatest orators and abolitionists stood on that same ground learning the alphabet, it gives you chills. Don't miss the Reginald F. Lewis Museum of Maryland African American History and AMP Culture. It's the largest museum of its kind on the East Coast, and the interactive exhibits are absolutely incredible. Number 6. Alabama. At number 6, we have Alabama, 32% African American population, and the absolute heart of the American civil rights movement. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot visit Alabama without experiencing the Civil Rights Trail. Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Selma aren't just cities. They're sacred ground where the course of American history was changed forever. Montgomery is where you start. The Rosa Parks Museum and the Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church, where Dr. King preached. Walking through these places, you feel the weight of history. The courage it took to change a nation started in these very buildings. The Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma? Standing there looking down that same street where brave Americans marched for voting rights, getting beaten and bloodied but never giving up? It's one of the most powerful experiences you can have as an American. Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church and the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute tell the story of how a movement grew from local protests to nationwide change. The Children's Crusade exhibits will break your heart and inspire your soul at the same time. But Alabama isn't just about the struggle, it's about the incredible culture that persevered through it all. Tuskegee University, founded by Booker T. Washington, is absolutely beautiful. The George Washington Carver Museum shows how one man's scientific innovations changed agriculture forever. Food culture. Alabama's BBQ scene has deep African-American roots. Dreamland Barbecue in Tuscaloosa has been serving the same secret sauce recipe since 1958. The burnt ends and white sauce? Pure Alabama magic. Music history, Muscle Shoals, is where some of the greatest soul music was recorded. The Your Fame Studios and Muscle Shoals Sound Studio are where artists like Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett, and Percy Sledge created timeless music. You can actually tour these studios and stand where legends recorded. I need to know, have any of you been on the Alabama Civil Rights Trail? Share your experiences in the comments below. These places change you, and I'd love to hear your stories. Number 5, Georgia. Number 5 is Georgia. With 33% African American population, the Peach State is absolutely essential for any cultural traveler. Atlanta isn't just the capital of Georgia, it's the unofficial capital of African American culture in the modern South. The National Center for Civil and Human Rights is world-class. The interactive exhibits let you experience sit-in simulations and hear recorded calls between civil rights leaders. It's intense, important, and absolutely unforgettable. But Atlanta's cultural scene goes way beyond history. The One Atlanta University Center is the largest consortium of historically black colleges and universities in the world. Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark Atlanta, these aren't just schools, they're institutions that have shaped African American leadership for over a century. The Auburn Avenue District is where you experience Atlanta's soul. The Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park includes his birth home, Ebenezer Baptist Church, where he and his father preached, and his final resting place. Walking through his childhood neighborhood, you understand how this community shaped one of history's greatest leaders. Music scene alert. Atlanta is the birthplace of modern hip-hop and has incredible live music venues. The Apache Cafe and Center Stage host everything from neo-soul to trap music. The energy is infectious. Food culture. Atlanta's culinary scene blends traditional Southern soul food with contemporary innovation. Busy Bee Cafe has been serving the community since 1947. Their fried chicken and mac and cheese are legendary. But for modern takes on Southern classics, Staple House and the Gray Market are doing incredible things. On Savannah is equally incredible but completely different from Atlanta. The Ralph Mark Gilbert Civil Rights Museum tells the story of Georgia's coastal civil rights movement, and the Historic District has incredible African American history that most walking tours completely skip. Here's a hidden gem. Sapelo Island is home to one of the last intact Gullah Geechee communities in Georgia. You can only get there by ferry, but experiencing that preserved culture, the language, the crafts, the connection to West African traditions, it's like traveling back in time. Don't miss The National Black Arts Festival in Atlanta happens every 2 years and showcases incredible talent from across the African diaspora. The visual arts, performances, and community energy are absolutely electric. Number 4, Virginia. Number 4 is Virginia. At 20% African American population, the Old Dominion state has some of the most significant African American historical sites in the entire country. Richmond served as the Confederate capital, but it's also where some of the most important African American history happened. The Black History Museum and Cultural Center of Virginia is absolutely incredible. They have artifacts and stories you won't find anywhere else, including exhibits about African American life in colonial Virginia that will completely change your perspective. Colonial Williamsburg has transformed how they tell African American history. The African American Music and Amp movement. Programs are incredible. You can experience everything from traditional work songs to the sophisticated musical culture that enslaved people maintained despite impossible circumstances. But here's what most people don't know. Norfolk has one of the most significant African American military histories in the country. Norfolk State University is historically Black, and the surrounding community has deep connections to African American naval and military service. The stories of the Montford Point Marines and Tuskegee Airmen who trained in Virginia are incredible. Petersburg is where you can walk actual Civil War battlefields where African American soldiers fought for their freedom. The Petersburg National Battlefield has incredible exhibits about the United States colored troops who played crucial roles in Union victory. Food scene. Virginia's African American culinary traditions blend Tidewater, Piedmont, and Appalachian influences. Millie's Diner in Richmond serves elevated Southern comfort food that honors traditional recipes while adding contemporary techniques. Their shrimp and grits and fried green tomatoes are incredible. Hidden cultural gem. The Maggie L. Walker National Historic Site in Richmond celebrates America's first female bank president. Maggie Walker was a pioneering African American businesswoman who built economic independence for her community in the early 1900s. Her story is absolutely inspiring. Hampton University has one of the most beautiful campuses in America, and their Hampton University Museum has incredible African American art collections and cultural artifacts that span centuries. Number 3, Louisiana. The bronze medal goes to Louisiana. With 33% African American population, this state is pure cultural magic that you absolutely have to experience. New Orleans isn't just a city. It's a living, breathing cultural phenomenon where African, French, Spanish, and Caribbean traditions created something completely unique in America. The Pointe de Congo Square in Louis Armstrong Park is where enslaved Africans were allowed to gather on Sundays, maintain their cultural traditions, and create what would eventually become jazz music. You cannot leave New Orleans without experiencing authentic jazz in its birthplace. Preservation Hall is incredible, but for the real local experience, catch a brass band at the Howlin' Wolf or during a second line parade. The energy, the improvisation, the community celebration, it's unlike anything else in the world. Food culture. New Orleans Creole and Cajun cuisines have deep African influences that most people don't realize. Willie Mae's Scotch House serves what many consider the best fried chicken in America. Their recipe has been perfected over decades. Dookie Chase's restaurant was run by Leah Chase, the queen of Creole cuisine, and eating there is experiencing living history. The Ward Backstreet Cultural Museum tells the story of African American cultural traditions in New Orleans, Mardi Gras Indians, social aid and pleasure clubs, jazz funerals. These traditions maintained African cultural connections that survived centuries of oppression. Beyond New Orleans, Baton Rouge has Southern University, one of the largest historically Black universities in America. The campus is beautiful, and during football season, the energy and school spirit are incredible. The Louisiana State Museum system has incredible exhibits about African American life in colonial Louisiana, the unique free people of color communities, and the complex cultural mixing that created Louisiana's distinctive culture. Hidden gem. Take a swamp tour with an African American guide who can tell you about the historical connections between African American communities and Louisiana's wetlands. The knowledge of traditional fishing, hunting, and navigation techniques passed down through generations is incredible. A must experience. Mardi Gras season, but not just the touristy parades. Experience. Mardi Gras Indians. Performances and neighborhood celebrations where you see the deep cultural traditions that make New Orleans magical. Number 2, Mississippi. Our runner-up is Mississippi. At 38% African American population, this state has the highest percentage in the nation and incredible cultural experiences that go way beyond what most people expect. Jackson is your cultural headquarters. The Mississippi Civil Rights Museum is absolutely world-class. I'm talking Smithsonian-level exhibits that tell the complete story of the civil rights movement with incredible detail and emotional impact. Plan to spend an entire day there. The Mississippi Delta is the birthplace of the blues, and experiencing this music in its original setting is absolutely essential. Clarksdale has incredible blues clubs like Ground Zero Blues Club and Our Reds Lounge, where you can hear authentic Delta blues performed by musicians who learned from the masters. B.B. King Museum in Indianola isn't just about one musician. It's about how the blues grew from work songs and spirituals into a musical form that influenced everything from rock and roll to hip-hop. The interactive exhibits let you understand the musical progression and cultural significance. Food culture. Mississippi's soul food is incredible and authentic. The Crystal Grill in Greenwood has been serving the same recipes since 1946. Their fried catfish, hush puppies, and coconut cake are legendary. In Natchez, Mammy's Cupboard serves traditional Southern comfort food in a historic setting. Historical significance. Natchez has incredible antebellum history, but what most tours don't tell you about is the complex, free Black communities that existed there before the Civil War. The Historic Natchez Foundation offers specialized tours that explore African American history. Cultural experience. Visit during Sunflower River Blues and Amp Gospel Festival in Clarksdale. It's an authentic celebration of Mississippi's musical heritage with performances, workshops, and community celebrations that showcase the continuing vitality of these traditions. Don't miss. Tougaloo College in Jackson played crucial roles in the civil rights movement. The campus is beautiful, and they offer tours that explain how this historically Black college became a center of civil rights organizing. Before I reveal our number 1 state, I want to hear from you. Which of these states surprised you the most? Are you already booking flights? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible cultural travel content. Number 1, District of Columbia. And our number 1 spot goes to Washington, D.C. At 46% African American population, the nation's capital offers unparalleled cultural experiences and historical significance. The National Museum of African American History and Culture is absolutely essential. It's the crown jewel of African American cultural institutions. From the bronze-colored exterior inspired by Yoruban art to the incredible artifacts inside, including Harriet Tubman's shawl and Chuck Berry's Cadillac, this museum tells the complete African American story with world-class presentation. U Street Corridor was once called Black Broadway and hosted legends like Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, and Cab Calloway. You can still experience incredible jazz at Bohemian Caverns and HR 57 Center for the Preservation of Jazz and Blues. Howard University is the capstone of historically Black higher education. They call it the Harvard of HBCUs. Walking through that campus, you're surrounded by the legacy of incredible leaders, artists, and innovators who shaped American culture. The African American Civil War Museum tells stories most Americans never learned about the 200,000 African Americans who fought in the Union Army. These men fought not just for country, but for the radical idea that they deserved freedom and equality. Yes, food scene. Ben's Chili Bowl isn't just a restaurant. It's a cultural institution where everyone from Barack Obama to local activists have shared meals and conversations that shaped the nation. DC offers the most comprehensive African American cultural experience in the country, combining world-class museums, incredible food, vibrant music scenes, and the ongoing story of African American political and cultural leadership. There you have it, the top 10 states with the highest African American populations, and your ultimate guide to experiencing incredible culture, history, and traditions across America. Each of these states offers unique experiences that go far beyond typical tourist destinations. You're not just visiting places, you're connecting with living cultures, powerful histories, and ongoing traditions that continue to shape American society. If this video inspired your next trip, smash that like button, subscribe for more cultural travel content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss your adventures. Drop a comment telling me which state you're most excited to visit, and if you've been to any of these places, share your experiences. I love reading your travel stories. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep celebrating the incredible diversity that makes America amazing. See you in the next adventure!